Shalom, shalom. Before I begin this lesson, I want to give all praise, honor, and the glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachah, Quadash. All right, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well, and peace and blessing be multiplied on all you brethren, pushing His word in all sincerity and in truth. To the hopeful elect, shalom, and to the great multitude of men, women, and children that will receive mercy from the Lord in these last days, shalom. I'm the brother Dama Agabar here with another lesson, Lord willing to edify through the spirit and power of Yahweh Yahweh Shai. All right, and as you can see, Klaus Schwab says era of shock event is coming ahead of 2024 election. And you see, so people need to buckle up their seatbelts and be prepared for a lot of, particular events to take place. We know the time is short. Hey, the elites, Esau Edom has to make his move. And what perfect timing to do it is around these elections, which we know that they're going to bring a lot of chaos, a lot of perplexity, a lot of confusion. And they're just coming out and just telling you to prepare for these type of things. And it's something that we've been warning and telling our people through the spirit that, hey, these days were eventually going to come because it's all, prophetic in nature. You see, and like we've been saying, man, hey, this devil is losing the information war. A lot of the people are waking up to the BS. A lot of people are not going along with what they ultimately want everybody to believe. And ultimately, they're going to have to take it to another level. They're going to have to up the ante, so to speak, so that, they can, get the desired results. And, starting with that whole DNC thing, is probably going to start getting popping with that. But we know it's going to get more and more chaotic, more and more, wild out here, as prophecy says. And now you got Klaus Schwab coming out and literally telling you, excuse me, that these things are basically on the table, man. So it says Klaus Schwab's World Economic Forum just warned an era of shock events is coming ahead of the 2024 U.S. election as the global elite prepare to unleash chaos in society. In a dystopian article, the WEF warns that citizens heading to the polls in November should be expecting destabilizing events, including a cyber pandemic, which is intentional, the emergence of a new global extremist group, and fast-track climate change disasters, including a sudden sea level rise that will submerge an island nation. And you see, and how could these people say these things or predict these things if they're not privy to a lot of these things taking place? Which, when you really look out of what's going on around the world, you can see how all of these particular things, could be used to, create certain reactions, certain problems, and then they could come with a solution to all of these things, which could bring in their NWO. This is something that we've been warning and prophesying about for many, many years. And now we see, hey, the Lord is pushing these devils to the point to where now it's time for them to react to it, It says the globalist elite are desperate for elections in 2024 to go their way as they continue attempting to evade prosecution for crimes against humanity perpetrated in the post-P era. In this context, it is no surprise the WEF is warning us to look for global risks to be further exacerbated by unexpected destabilizing shock events, you see? This is part of that order out of the chaos, create shock and fear, psychological operations, keep the people in fear, let all of these different events happen one after another to where people can become frantic, people can become afraid, and people could, give away more of their rights so that they can feel somewhat safe or be protected from all of the hell and carnage that these elites are about to orchestrate to take place out here. You see? And it says, what are the global elite planning? Perhaps the most concerning line is the article is in reference to international cybersecurity attacks, which we just had one not too long ago. It says, given Klaus Schwab longstanding interest in unleashing a devastating cyber attack on the world, this warning should not be taken lightly. Referencing the CrowdStrike global cyber outage in July, the WEF said, imagine if a bad actor did this on purpose and on even a greater scale. You see? And these are things that they say. This is things that the WEF was saying in their meetings in their in their gatherings in Davos, man. So it's not like we're making this up or we're just saying stuff that wasn't being echoed and things that wasn't being presented in these different individuals summits and meetings, man. And now we're just living in a time to where we see these things about to be played out, man. All right, so let me get one quick scripture, man. And this is Revelation chapter 12, verse 12. And this scripture has been coming out so heavy lately. But hey, we're going to bring it out again. It says, "Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time." So like I said, hey, the people are waking up. The people are not so easily duped. The people are questioning. The people are researching. The people are seeing that a lot of the things that are being presented are just not making sense, man. And now it's forcing these devil's hands to get more draconian, more desperate, more forceful, till eventually, a lot of these things that they're talking about, they're going to have to play out, because this is going to be the only way that they can ultimately get the advantage and put people in positions to where they could get their agenda cemented. It says the WEF also claimed that we are living in an opportunistic time for a global extremist group to emerge and wreak havoc around the world without suffering many consequences. So they're telling you that some new Al Qaeda or some new terroristic group is going to just pop up out of nowhere and start terrorizing and start, carrying out particular events, man. Could it be a lot of these sleeper cells or these migrants that came across, the border? Hey, we shall see. But, the way it's looking, hey, it's not too hard. It's not too far-fetched to see where, these things could take place. It says, meanwhile, it sounds like the climate crisis will be leveraged by the global elite to further their agenda, according to the WEF. It says CBDCs and digital ID payment systems are also on the agenda. You see, this is why they're going to bring a lot of this chaos, cyber attacks, financial collapse, people identity getting stolen, the power grid going out, so that they can ultimately, a lot of these false flag attacks and some new militia group that can pop up and be wreaking havoc, so that they can be forced to, we need to quell these. We don't know who these people are. We don't know where they came from. Now, the only way to be able to identify and everybody to be identified and you can be recognized not as a threat or as a terrorist or as the enemy of the state, you get one of these digital IDs so that we can track and trace and monitor your every move. We can track and trace whenever you're logged onto the internet, whenever you leave a post, whenever you do this, whenever you do that. Hey, you can be digitally tracked and traced. And, you can receive your CBDCs. You can receive your universal basic income after we, bring in the peace and safety after all of the calamity and the chaos and the near collapse of this society. Hey, this CBDC and these digital payments would be the way in which we can bring back law and order, which is going to be ultimately, a digital slave system where he can be, God via this system. So this is why a lot of these things they're planning are coming. They're about to start using so that they could corral everybody into this new world order beast system, man. It says, according to Schwab and the WEF, who warned this will result in the global south moving away from trading in the U.S. dollar, even attempting a new blockchain payment system, which is going to ultimately lead to what? The MOTB, the mark of the beast, man. That charagma. You see? So, hey, man, it's getting down to the wire. It's getting close. And this devil was getting ready about to start bringing it there, all right? And this is Ecclesiastes 12:1. Remember now thy creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not. You see, and the evil days are coming. That's what this guy was just said. Prepare for shock events coming ahead of the 2024 election, because we know ultimately the system and this beast system that they want to implement, but it's going to take all of these scenarios, the cyber attacks, some new terrorist group, false flags, financial collapse, power outages, cyber attacks, identity theft. All of these things are going to play a role in justifying him to implement this system and bring in martial law and bring troops on the boots on the ground, bring in internment camps, bring in, they're going to bring in another MPOX lockdowns. All these things are all, in the cards, all right? And these are the evil days. These are the things that's going to lead ultimately to Jacob's trouble. So you Israelites, you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, this is why you want to be right with Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai before these things take place, so that you can be in the spirit, you can understand prophecy, you can understand the will of the Lord, and not being deceived and duped when all hell breaks loose into, being led astray. It says, "Nor the years draw nigh when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them, while the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain. In the days when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out the windows be darkened." You see? So you want to be right with Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai before the time of Jacob's trouble, before these evil days and these events that these elites are planning, take hold on this planet Earth, and you just be out here lost in the sauce and without the protection or the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. It says, "And the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and the daughters of music shall be brought low." You see? So this is why, hey, you want to get this truth and get yourself right now before it's too late. Because, hey, these evils are coming, and a lot of it is going to be orchestrated by Esau, Edom on the left hand. All right, and this is 2 Ezra 16 and 18. It says, "The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils." There's that beginning of evils again. "What shall I do when these evils shall come?" All right. And if you're not right with Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, there's going to be nothing you can do but just be bulldozed by it. You're going to be caught up in it with no hedge of protection, without no spiritual discernment, not knowing prophecy, not knowing anything that requires the will of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai and how you should move and, be in that day. You see? It says, "Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment." And the Lord's going to use Esau on the left-hand side and these elites bringing these certain events and these things, to ultimately to execute this type of judgment. It says, "Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment," which is going to be payback, which the Lord's going to use these elites to implement a lot of these things on this earth, man, and ultimately to execute judgment upon 2/3 of our wicked ass people. You see? But if you're not right with Yahweh, if you're right with Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, then you've been promised protection and relief, food in the time of famine, water in the time of drought, protection in the time of violence. You shall be at peace with the beast of the field, and the beast of the field shall be at peace with you. Psalms 91. It says, "But for all these things they shall not return from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges," which is talking about 2/3. It says, "Behold, victual shall be so good, cheap upon earth, that they shall think themselves to be in good case, and even then shall evils grow up on the earth, sword, famine, and great destruction and confusion." You see, and this is what these devils are ultimately trying to bring, that order out of the chaos. All right, and they're going to use these different events to bring in famine, to disrupt the food supply, to disrupt banking, to disrupt, communications, travel. All these things are going to be taking place as they're going to be trying to implement this new world order, and they're going to be fast tracking it to where things are going to be happening so fast. A lot of people are not going to know. It's going to happen so fast. It's going to make their head spin, man. To where they're never going to give you any time to really, be able to relax or focus on one event that just happened, because they're just going to be coming back to back to back, man. You see? And that's going to be that order out of chaos until you people are going to be begging for a solution. You're going to be begging for this digital ID. You're going to be begging for universal basic income. You're going to be begging for, food and water and shelter and some form of peace, man. But it's going to come at the price of your souls. It says, "For many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. And the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them, for the earth shall be wasted, and the cities shall be cast down. There shall be no man left to till the earth and to sow it. The trees shall give fruit, and who shall gather them? The grapes shall ripen, and who shall tread them? For all places shall be desolate of men, so that one man shall desire to see another and to hear his voice. For of a city there shall be 10 left, and 2 of the field, which shall hide themselves in the thick groves and in the clefts of the rocks. You see, and this is the type of dysfunction and disorder these devils are trying to bring, within the next couple of months, so that they can bring in, their agenda and, get this thing going, man. So, hey, Jake, you got to be prepared. You got to stay prayed up. You got to be in the right spirit. But we know the majority of our people, this is the last thing on their mind. And it's going to catch them completely off guard when these things happen. And they're going to be running around like a chicken with their head cut off. Then they're going to be looking for the prophets. Then you're going to be looking for answers. Then you're going to try to go on YouTube and find the videos and try to learn the names of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. But it's going to be too late, man. Because why? Because you didn't, you didn't seek the Creator or seek Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai while he was near. You wasted your time. You messed around. You procrastinated. And then when all hell breaks loose, man, hey, that's going to be a lot of you Jake's asses, man. But as we can see, these devils are coming with it. So, hey, man, we got to stay prayed up, be prepared. Continue to send up those prayers, man, and fight the good fight and pray that Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, can deliver us from, the evils that are coming, all right? Because they are coming, man. So with that, Lord willing, this was edifying. All praise, honor, and glory goes to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai for putting the spirit of me through this lesson. Lord willing, you were edified. Shalom.